Hi, my name is Xavier Vincent. I'm going to be discussing why LeBron is statistically a top two player of all time. LeBron has dominated the NBA since he arrived, and even before then. It was reported at 16 he played against NBA stars in a skills game, and most notably among those NBA stars was Michael Jordan, and he dropped approximately about 40 points on them. Today, LeBron is a top two player in the league, and even at age 34, he shows no signs of slowing down. So my first point is, statistically speaking, there's not too many people who compare to him. Most people compare Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant to him, two people regularly stated as better than him. But he is more efficient in scoring. He's more efficient at the rim and also from the three-point line. LeBron is also better at involving his teammates in the offense, and that's evident by his high assist numbers. Whereas Jordan and Kobe were renowned for stagnating the offense and not being the best of teammates. Second, the performance of his team without him, whenever each time he leaves the team, they become a lottery team. Whereas whenever Jordan left the Bulls in 1994, the Bulls still made the playoffs, and even after he left them in 1998, they still did all right. They still made the playoffs. When Kobe left the Lakers, they were still a lottery. They were at the time they were a lottery team, and the year after that, they did slightly better without him due to him not stagnating the offense. Three, it is widely regarded. It is widely known that LeBron is the best overall player of all time. He is one of two players all time to average at least 25 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists for their career. And LeBron's numbers are actually 27, 7, and 7. And the other person is Oscar Robinson, who is also regarded as the top 20 person of all time. He is the most versatile player the game has ever seen. He can guard the 1 through 5, which is almost unheard of. He can play the position 1 through 5 and has done so on many occasions. The only other player that comes to mind at being able to play the 1 through 5 is Magic Johnson, and he didn't do so on the same level that LeBron did. He is also one of 5 players to win at least 4 NBA MVPs, and had this season not been postponed, he would have most likely won his 5th. There's a wide debate about different eras. It's commonly overlooked that Jordan benefited from the league's expansion at the time. In 1998, the NBA added 2 new teams, and in 1989, the NBA added 2 more teams. And so with that, the NBA had to allocate different NBA stars to each of the teams so they would win games and generate revenue for the league. And so once that lowered the skill gap of the league, meaning that all the good players were all spaced out and there was less talent per each team. And so Jordan's team benefited from that. And not only that, he benefited from, during the 80s, the Celtics and the Lakers were at their peaks. And by the time he'd been drafted, they both fizzled out and they were both rebuilding. The best team in the league at that time was the Detroit Pistons, which dominated the first 10 years of his career almost. And hence why he didn't win a championship until he was in his 30s. In the finals, Jordan has never faced a team with more than 2 All-Stars on it, whereas LeBron has faced teams with more than 2 All-Stars in 7 of his 9 finals appearances, 2 of which being with a team with 4 All-Stars. When LeBron came into the league, there were several different dynasties going on at the time. First, the Shaq and Kobe Lakers had just disbanded his second year in the league, and the Popovich-led Spurs were in the middle of their dynasty run at the time, so that made it increasingly hard to win. Not only that, but the East was strong. The NBA East was strong, and there were many good teams, and so it was difficult to win games until a couple years into his career. But finally, people like to interject their own personal opinions whenever it comes to ranking players of all times, but the numbers tell a different story of how the game was played and how dominant some players were. Some players have been antagonized for doing certain things that the media doesn't like, and LeBron is one of those players. Being that the new NBA is more player friendly, the players can pick and choose and leave and go to whichever markets they feel more comfortable in. Whereas in the early 2000s and 90s, it was a player got drafted by this team and stuck with this team. And so by switching teams, the media started to dislike him and started to discredit his play. But still, he won 4 MVPs and other awards. So even though the media doesn't want him to win, he's still undoubtedly the best player in certain situations. My references are basketballreference.com, Fox Sports /NBA, and Forbes.com/NBA. That's it.